All right, listen up. Yeah. Okay. All right, listen. Now, going over the notes. The parallelogram information that we had, that we talked about earlier, this is so important. You guys have to have this. So you guys going to flip your page back and forth for this. Back and forth. Back and forth. Okay? So you got to keep staring at this.
Is that from the one yesterday?
Huh? Yes, there should be 3 pages today. You only have 2. You have 2.
Who got papers? Who get the papers?
What paper?
Paper.
You saying tape?
Paper.
Tape.
All right, so let's go over this now. So 58 is going to be the practice side, where it even says extra practice on it. 59 is going to be my notes, and we're going to start with the information that we have from the previous. So, okay, for those people that are missing, I got 2 pages here. I don't know where that other stack went.
Oh, I gave it to Amanda.
Okay, oh, the other stack got to Amanda. Okay, all right. Excuse me. Hey, I need your attention up here. All right. Listen up. For this right here, what shape do we have here?
Trapezoid.
Oh my god.
And again.
Here's my parallelogram. What do we know about a parallelogram? 180.
Sides are parallel.
Okay, 2 sides. So opposite sides are
Equal.
Congruent.
I dropped my pencil.
okay. What's that symbol right there mean? Parallel. Double bar right here. Parallel.
Oh.
So if it's a parallelogram, let's go with the most obvious thing. Opposite sides will be?
Parallel.
In a parallelogram, opposite sides are?
Parallel.
That's what we're looking for. Start with most obvious. Okay, so what will we say now? So you said equal, right? Now give me a statement here though. I need a statement.
Consecutive angles are
Okay, we are going to get that, but I'm talking about the equal first. Give me a statement for this.
Oh, the thing, aren't they supplementary?
No. Let's go back to the equal thing that you're saying.
Oh, congruent? Opposite sides are congruent?
Okay, so but tell me what those are. Give me, like, name them on this diagram. You said what?
Angle AB and angle DC.
It's not angle,
line segments.
segment. So it's line segment. So AB is congruent to
DC.
DC. What else is my statement? AD. Congruent to BC. Very good. So that goes along with my opposite sides are congruent, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what's the next thing on my list? Opposite angles are congruent. So now what would I say here? Angle A is congruent to angle C. Angle D is congruent to angle B.
Mr. Pasha, I have a question.
Yes?
So you know how you have the little angle side that's like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What does it mean if it's like a little triangle?
Then it means a triangle. Yeah. Okay, anyone lost? Where am I getting all this information from?
This paper.
55, right? 55, we just had a bunch of rules. And on this one right here, we're stating what those rules actually identify on this one. So, what else do we know? So, did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Consecutive angles are?
Supplementary.
So, kind of like our warm-up. So, what would I say?
Angle D and C are supplementary.
Okay, so we'd say angle D plus angle C equals
180.
180, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can I go in the other direction here?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's going to be the same on top too, right? But let's go the other direction because we didn't do that one on our warm up. So what would I call that one?
Angle C plus angle B equals 1.
Angle C plus angle D, B equals 180. Hmm? You don't have that one? Okay, so now what's that last thing?
Diagonals bisect each other.
Diagonals bisect. So how would I say that?
A, D, A, C.
What's a diagonal here?
DB bisect each other.
DB. So all the way across, the diagonal would cut diagonally all the way across.
Yeah.
So I'd say DB bisects AC. But it says they bisect each other, right?
Yeah.
So on this one it says that DB is cutting AC, right? So DB is cutting AC, but if it's bisecting each other, what else can I say?
AC bisecting.
There you go. AC bisects DB. AC bisects.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I put that little signal?
What
That
signal?
T?
The T is perpendicular. That doesn't mean bisect. Okay, so there's all that. Okay, what are we going to have for this next one?
Nothing.
Try again. Alright, so we already had this shape. This is a different shape, isn't it? What shape is that? A what?
Trapezoid or kite.
Trapezoid. Which is it? Trapezoid or kite?
Trapezoid.
That one's trapezoid. Right? Say yes.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Isosceles trapezoid.
Is this one isosceles?
No.
Nope. Okay, so this is a trapezoid. T-R-A-P-I-Z-O-I-D. So it's a trapezoid, right?
It's spelled so wrong.
Most likely. Alright, so on a trapezoid, what's the first thing I could say?
Exactly one pair of parallel lines. or
One
sides.
pair. Okay, so because of that, what am I going to say? KL. Say it. KL
Parallel to
and M. I hear the same 5 people over and over again. I want to hear someone else in this because I know that there's not just 5 people that know this. Because y'all reading off the same pages. Okay, everyone's adding this to your notes. Everyone's actually getting the same information out of this. You're only going to get out of this what you put into it. Because y'all ain't watching those videos either, so I got 2 people. Got 2 views that last one.
Well, I subscribe.
I know, that was my best one this week. Alright, okay, what else do we have?
And celebrate it, mister.
I know, right?
All four angles equal
base angles.
Let's make it 3.
Base angles are congruent, but what's that one on though?
Page 57.
57? You know what's funny?
But
I let someone use my notebook and my pages, 57, are gone.
Sorry.
Alright, here it is. They're shoved somewhere else. Here it is. Now, let's look. Is this going to be a trapezoid or an isosceles trapezoid?
Trapezoid. Mister, now you have 3 minutes. You're welcome.
Okay. Is it isosceles or regular?
No, it's
What's-
isosceles.
What's the difference on isosceles? Does it have the sides congruent?
No.
Does it look like the sides are congruent? Does it look like these two sides are congruent?
No.
Yeah. No.
No, they're actually not. They're not congruent. Unless it states, and I have tick marks, if you look at this next one down here, the sides that are congruent, there's tick marks, right? Is there tick marks for this one?
No.
No. There is no tick marks. So, listen carefully. If there is no tick marks, it's not congruent, and it's not isosceles. On this one, definition of parallelogram gave me all this. I didn't have to have tick marks. I just have to know it's a parallelogram first.
Okay, Mister.
I'm sorry, so is it isosceles or
No, it's not. No tick marks. Look, tick marks on this next one. Tick marks down here, right?
no? Yeah.
So those two are congruent, right?
That's
So-
a kite.
Yes, that is. So, does this have tick marks?
No. So it is.
This one has no tick marks, so it's not isosceles.
Why can't shapes just have one shape? Polygons are all types.
All right. So, for those people paying attention without earbuds in, what shape is this one?
A kite. It's a kite. It's a kite.
It's a kite.
Did you know?
Mister, pay attention. It's a kite.
I heard it, but I asked a certain person.
What did you ask?
You gotta pay attention.
You didn't say no name. This is not just that.
You're right. I don't say names. Why don't I say names?
Because I just gave you that.
Because we're recording. Because we're recording. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mister, I just
So-
added 2 more minutes.
All right. So, what is the first thing I'm going to say about this kite?
Has 2 pairs of cuts.
It's a promise.
Consecutive sides congruent.
Consecutive sides are congruent. Now, listen. Consecutive sides congruent. What are my consecutive sides here? EF. So we're going to say EF is congruent to
FG.
GF or FG. That works. GF. Okay, it's the same line segments, right? What else do we know?
18.
HG
Congruent to EH.
is congruent to EH. HE, EH, same thing. Okay, it's not supposed to be confusing. We're just labeling what we have. Next thing it says,
Opposite angles.
opposite angles, one pair of opposite angles are congruent. So which is my one pair of opposite angles that will be congruent?
EG.
E and G?
Yeah.
E and H. No wait. HEF and
HF.
HGF.
Is H congruent to F?
No.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's not.
It's not. They're not. H is not congruent to F. There's only one pair of congruent sides.
Oh my god,
EG.
G and F.
E and G.
Yeah.
Would you imagine when someone says the answer is
I know, but I hear one person only, but everyone else is staring at me awkwardly. You know, angle E is congruent to angle G.
Is that only person me?
I don't even know if anyone else is still in here.
I give up.
I got this guy over here looking sleepy. Okay. Anything else? Diagonals are perpendicular. So with diagonals are perpendicular, I would like for you to state what those are. Yes, they are perpendicular, right? You have to tell me what they are.
G,
Say it.
G, E.
So GE
Oh, and H.
is perpendicular.
to HF.
To H.
There's my symbol for perpendicular to HF.
Doesn't that mean to make a 90-degree angle?
Exactly. So even on the notes, I actually drew it in. I drew it in red right there. Yep, 90-degree angle. Are we okay? I'm hoping no one getting too confused over this. Excellent. So now we're going to do a proof with that information. Okay? With this proof.
We did it simple, right?
Yes, we did.
We finish it up?
Yeah, that's it. Did you look at it in your notes? There's only one thing.
Trapezioid?
Yeah. Alright. Let's take a look now. What do you think my first statement should be?
Given.
So what is it though? It's a statement though.
ABC.
There we go.
Mister, can I go to the restroom?
When she gets back. And my reason?
Given.
Given.
Alright, so now because of that, all the rules apply. Okay, all the rules apply. Okay, so we're trying to prove AB is congruent to CD and DA is congruent to BC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a very short and sweet. Watch this. A, B, congruent to C, D,
Oh.
A, D, congruent to C, B. What's my reason? Two pairs of opposite sides are congruent, but where'd that come from? Okay, it came from the what of the parallelogram? Properties, the properties, or we would call it the definition. So the definition or properties of a parallelogram. So on here I'm going to just write definition parallelogram. Really easy. Let's go to the next one. Class,
Yes.
what's my first statement?
Given.
Okay, but what is a statement?
A is congruent to C and D is congruent to BE. The reason is given.
Okay. Now, what else do I have to do with that information?
Reason is given.
Nope. The reason's going to be given, but before I go too far into this, what do I need to do? If you look at your two-column proof
Put the
checklist, put the what?
Arrows.
Not arrows,
Tick marks.
tick marks. Arrows are for parallel, tick marks are for congruent sides. So AE, let's mark that one. Congruent to CE and DE. I'm going to put 2 on this one because it's not the same as the other ones. And BE. Given.
Is it A, B, and DC congruent too?
Hmm?
A, B, and DC.
AB, not yet. I don't have that yet. Because they're proving it's a parallelogram. That's my last thing. It's going to be, my last statement is going to be, it's a parallelogram. Now, so this one right here should be easy to spot. You should see this every time.
Parallograms. The definition.
There's something you have to look at to see.
X.
Very good.
What's it say?
What does that give me?
Vertical angles.
Vertical angles. Where's my vertical angles at?
DV and AC.
D what?
I said DV and AC.
DB? No, yeah, that's the X. That's the X, but vertical angles is the angle in between.
Oh,
That-
E.
At E, right?
Yeah.
But isn't there 4 angles here?
Yeah.
Since there's 4 angles here,
That's the mid.
close. Since there is 4 angles here, I have to use 3 letters to tell me which one I'm talking about. So I'd say angle. Nope, not yet.
Angle AED
AED, very good.
and BEC.
AED. AED is congruent to angle.
BEC.
Very good. Angle BEC. You know what? Good job. That one actually earned you a candy.
What? The whole time.
Listen, Candy Fiend, I give you candy all the time.
No, not me. This one.
Okay,
He's when.
what else can I say?
DEC.
AEB.
AEB, okay. So, I'm going to say right here, angle AEB is congruent to angle DEC.
Jesus
And what is my definition?
Vertical angles.
Christ.
Very good. So I have vertical angles there. Oh, I gotta mark my other one. Okay. Now let's go along, keep going. So we can go through and say, now let's just start with these two right here. Can we say that this triangle here and this triangle here are going to be congruent?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
Side angle side. Where'd it go?
Dash.
Right in your lap.
Oh.
We're talking about this angle right here. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to say this triangle. So in this one I have side, angle, side. And in this one over here I have side, angle, side. Yes? Does that make better sense now that I showed you and pointed out?
Yeah.
Yes. No. Again.
Okay, so look, right here. Go with the one tick mark. So side, angle, side. Because the angle is in between your two sides, right? It's the same thing on the other side. So, triangle, AED, is congruent to triangle, D. Look what it goes. A to E to D. Okay, so it's got to go C, E, B.
Wouldn't it be B though? Oh, because of the tick mark.
Look at the tick marks. A to E has one tick mark, right? So C to E has to be the tick mark first, okay? Alright, so now, if I do the same thing again, can I also state this top triangle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, top triangle also. So that would be triangle A, E, B, congruent to triangle.
CED.
Okay, so if it's A, E, B, it's got to be C, E, D. Because look, one tick mark. A to E is one tick mark, so I need one tick mark, C to E, and then to B. Okay? Like that. And this one goes to D.
I'm finally getting something.
Side, angle, side.
Okay, Mr. Bradshaw.
Yes.
So the lines on top of letters means it's a side.
Yes. That's a
And then
side.
The little thing is an angle. And
Yes.
the full triangle means it's a triangle.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, hey, not yet, please. Let me finish. No.
Okay, I'm gonna put it right here.
Now, I'm almost done. I'm giving you guys a lot of information because, yes, this is a test question. All right. So,
Wait, I got a question. Are we gonna be able to use our notes
No.
and stuff? No?
no, that's what I'm trying to get you guys to study and go over this stuff. All right. So now we know that those triangles are congruent, right? So we could say, listen please, trying to finish up AD, because the triangles are already congruent, right?
Yeah.
So I can say that AD is congruent to
BC.
BC. What else?
AB.
A, B could go to DC.
AB is congruent to D, C.
Attention all students going on the
And
U
that
of
one's
A
gonna-
field trip tomorrow. Please meet in the south parking lot at 7 a.m. If
Okay.
you don't receive a reminder by the end
After.
of the day, stop by the council
After
office.
we
The U of
prove,
A field trip is
Please stop.
tomorrow. Meet in the south parking lot at 7 a.m.
okay, so after we prove the triangles are congruent, what can we say after we prove the triangles are congruent?
A, B, C, D is a parallelogram.
Oh,
It's a theorem.
Come on.
Theorem. Something.
That ABC is parallel.
Correction?
CPTCA. What'd you say?
What is it?
What is that?
Because they're already congruent, right? Chocolate, peanut butter, cinnamon, toast crunch. Corresponding parts congruent, triangles are congruent.
I wasn't gonna remember that.
Chocolate, peanut butter, cinnamon, toast crunch. So because of that, I could say that A, B, C, D is parallelogram. And that is, okay, all this is going to be definition. So it's going to go back to the definition. It's actually called a corollary, but I never use that. So definition, parallelogram. Okay. All right. Thank you. Like and subscribe. 500 views right here, right?